Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk. What's up? Big Herc 916, getting down fresh out, and you tuned in to another Prison Talk. A viewer hit us up with an email about Blockstar getting released and the Popsmoke murder. This young man, he did roughly, they said a little over 3 years, and got out when he was 21, got convicted. Pretty young, 18. And they have interviews of him now circulating all over the internet, talking about the situation and how he feels after the situation, and if he has any regrets, if he feels sorry. And if you watch for yourself, you could come to your own conclusion.
No, it should never happen, but I ain't sorry. Feel me? Like, if I could go back, I'll go back, but I ain't sorry. Like, die every day. Like, he was rapping about it, all type of shit. So I ain't sorry about it, but I send my condolences to the family, and I wish it never happened. But
so, do you regret going to the Airbnb that night?
I don't regret nothing, but I wish I never had. Yeah.
But when you say you're not sorry, well, you just seems like you're acting like this is just the circle of life. This is how it happens.
No, it's not. I'm not making this small thing. It's just, I don't know. Growing up, my people, my family told me you ain't sorry for shit. Like, whatever you did it for a reason, and stand on it. So it's like, yeah, I did it, but it wasn't like we all went to go do that. So stop making me feel like, I feel like people need to stop making me feel like I got something to, like I owe something to somebody. I'm sorry, I ain't sorry.
Yeah, that life, man. And he mentioned something about this guy rapped about death and all this stuff, so he had kind of created that world, but it doesn't necessarily justify that a man should have to die. And a lot of the stuff I've seen, it looks like they're stirring up the pot, and who knows how long before somebody seeks retribution in a situation like this. And the thing about the game, the game doesn't forget, the game is not forgiven. You put energy out into the world, energy comes back. And I've interviewed quite a few murderers, people who have taken someone's life. Different situations, different circumstances, but it's something you gotta live with. And sometimes there's a certain type of shift in consciousness that has to come about in order for that person to feel like there's a grievance there, as far as for what their actions entailed. Some people feel like, it just is what it is. Other people feel very regretful. And whether you want to look at it or not, there's always two sides to a situation like this, because when you take a life, that's somebody has a family that person has loved ones, has homies, has friends, people that care about them. So when you don't take that into consideration, you think, oh man, I just, downed in the ops, or I just took care of this. Well, there are a lot of other reactions that come with that action. That person has kids, might even have grandkids, cousins, uncles. And, this youngster has to navigate through that. And right now, with all the cameras and the interviews and stuff, I don't know, maybe he feels like, this is his staged time, or he's given opportunity to speak his side, which when you have that platform, that opportunity to clear your name to a degree, you got to be careful what you say, because everything you say, you're speaking other actions into an existence. And I don't know this young man. I can't, sit here and give him advice or judge him for what he's speaking on. All I'm saying is that I've been around killers in juvenile hall, CYA, in the feds, and everybody deals with the situation differently. And being able to move forward and live a productive life, there's a lot more that goes into dealing with those actions. And this young man, he has a journey ahead of himself, but also the family of the victim now is looking at everything that's going on social media, and it's stirring up a lot of emotions. And when you're 21, you still haven't really lived life, so a lot of the things you say and do and the way you feel is very immature in a sense, because your point of reflection is not that long. It's not like somebody who's been around in their 40s or 50s and now they're looking back at their actions. This man's been given an opportunity to get out here and live his life again, but he's got to be wise in what he speaks into the universe, be very selective on his words, and watch what he says. And some of the stuff I see some of you guys asking, it's almost like they're going to stir the pot and there's going to be some consequences.
Just let me come pick you up and take you to Silmore so you can be safe. I'm scared for your safety, honestly.
I always tell a person, don't glorify any of this shit. Don't glorify the bullshit. There's nothing fly about taking a man's life. There's nothing fly about, running around committing a bunch of crime, bragging about being a gang member, gangster. There's nothing fly about any of that, because in a society where you want to be productive and safe and be able to raise your kids, those are things that if you have lived them, then you can share with your kids so they can do better. Because I'm not saying I'm no saint. I've done a lot of stupid shit, but what I try to do with you guys is share my life experiences so you can make better choices. I'm not telling you to go out here and be a part of any of these things, but when we tell the stories, yeah, it's entertaining to a degree, but there should be a life lesson in there. And hopefully you get a life lesson from this man's interviews that he's doing on these other platforms, and you could take from that something that can deter you from maybe going down the same path. Because I don't want to see any of you guys running through juvenile hall or the federal or the state pen, because it's not all Hollywood like this, where you get out and you start doing interviews about a major celebrity being murdered and you being a part of that murder. It's not really something to glorify. I'm just letting you guys know. So you can leave a comment, share the channel, let me know what you guys think. Shout out to a lot of you brothers out there who are trying to find your way. Condolences to Popsmoke's family. And I'm just trying to be a voice of reason in this. And when I look at the interviews and see what's going on, and people are, clamoring to, get the backstory, and then you hear the backstory, and the kid talks about his upbringing and this and that. I've heard a lot of these stories. I've seen a lot of dudes and I've seen parents come to visit dudes in juvenile hall banging hard, in the game deep, whole families drug dealers. And, looking back now, I can see that those were very dysfunctional backgrounds for a person to try to do right from. So it makes it easy to do wrong. But I'm just sharing, like I said, I have walked through that valley, and I'm not perfect, but I would rather you guys hear something from a real one rather than somebody who makes it seem like it's a rite of passage or it gives you some type of, status by participating in a lot of these things, because it doesn't, man. And you got a young black man who was murdered before his time, and you got another young black man now out talking about it, and some of the things may not be taken well as far as how he is dealing with the situation and his perspective of how the situation went down and why it went down. So leave a comment, share the channel. Big Herc. With Fresh Out Ministries, we're doing a new program where we're doing a takeover of a mom pop cafe or restaurant, and we're doing a pay it forward. So we're going to offer free meals at this particular restaurant or cafe, mom pop, for a certain amount of time, and we are asking that you make a donation to pay it forward so that we can continue doing this program for other mom pop restaurants and cafes, because we know that it's hard times out here. You have a lot of people that talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And so we're actually walking the walk. We've been doing it for over 11 years on social media. We've been getting shadow banned. We've been getting demonetized. So we want to give back, and this is our way of giving back to helping everybody through these trying times with this economy. A lot of churches, they got $100 billion, and you don't see them out here helping the people who are in times of need, but they're still taking in the form of donations. But how's it helping the community? We want to build a community sense where we help each other, we can all overcome. You can't sit around waiting for somebody to save you. You got to save yourself. And this is the way you do it. So by us being able to do these takeovers with Fresh Out Ministries, with the mom pop restaurants and cafes, we want to be able to film, talk to you guys, get your feedback on what's going on right now in society. Hopefully you guys find it in your heart to donate. This donation, which is a pay it forward, will allow us to do other mom pops around the country eventually. But right now we're going to be in Southern California and Los Angeles, Orange County. So hey, reach out to your local businesses there. And if you are out of town in another area and you would like us to come there, if you provide the necessary means, we will come there also and do the same pay it forward. But right now, hey, if you're in locally in Los Angeles, Orange County, hit us up, freshoutseries@gmail.com. You can also make a donation on our link tree on our Instagram at Fresh Out Series. Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in. Exclusively to pick up a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt, I'll throw in a free poster signed by me for you.